Hello and welcome to Waypoint, a podcast for fish. Yes, it's for fish.
I was just thinking seahorses. I was seriously just seahorses.
Well, seahorses
are
are
fish.
Yes, they
Yeah,
are.
I know. I just
Okay, so it's for both of them. Perfect. Like seahorses, you can feel included by me, Julian. I'm the game master.
And I'm Sanja, I play Charlotte.
And I'm Vio, I play Moon.
I'm Mimi and I play Max. After all this time, still.
It's
Yes.
incredible.
And you're the only one who has never played anything else
That is
on
true.
this podcast so far.
It's
is
why I
really
make
funny.
this joke every time.
Until you actually run like an intermission arc.
Oh yeah, I will. I will at some point.
I mean, just to part the curtain a little bit, Mimi is, for our friend group at least, the eternal DM or GM, just always. So it's very funny to see them actually being able to play one character for a stretch of time.
Yeah, well, Julian
deserve
and I
it.
are both eternal GMs.
Yeah, we're both the
yes.
eternal game masters.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool to be in the same friend group because then we do get to play now and again.
Yeah,
If there are two eternal
really
game
nice.
masters, one of them gets to play.
And just really quickly before we get started, there's an event going on right now on Twitter and on the Connected website called March Masksness, which is like this big crossover event between our podcast and a lot of other superhero-themed masks podcasts. With like Protean City is in there, if you know that one. There's Otherwhere, there's Moon Harbor Extended. There's a lot of stuff going on there. And there's this big bracket where basically you get to vote for which superhero wins in certain challenges. And all three of our main cast are in there, as is Willoughby Crowley from our first intermission arc, who I play. At this point, when the episode goes up, round 1 is almost over, and basically the only person you still get to vote for is Max. So do that. Max is going to be up this week on Tuesday, so like pretty much immediately after this episode comes out. So if you're an early listener, check out the website. It has the dates on it. That's March Masksness. There's an S after the mask. Don't forget that one. Just search it up, you'll find it. And check it out on Twitter as well. That's at March Masksness. Either way, we're back for probably the finale of this second story arc of ours. What happened last time? I can't remember.
I blew up.
Oh, yeah,
not
right.
Yet. Not yet. You still have a few seconds.
Not yet.
I'm just running
wanna
towards
know?
a building that's about to blow up.
Yes. I can tell you exactly where we left off, actually. Silly old me, I have that in my notes.
What?
I actually have like a little paragraph to lead us into it.
Oh no. I'm so scared.
Inside the board game factory, Brainwave and Ecstatic still in the door. With a subtle hiss, the flames spread from the engine to the oil barrels. Starbolt is caught in the moment, the microseconds passing at a snail's pace to her accelerated senses. As the fire passes and ignites the flammable liquid inside, she can see the flames spreading, flowering into explosive bloom, coming closer and closer to her. And to Locksmith beneath her.
Run.
I'm gonna say that with the speed things are happening now, even as a speedster, I'm gonna pull a hard move on you and make you take a powerful blow before anything else happens.
Yes, I do understand that.
Roll plus conditions. You roll 2d6 and add your conditions to it. With this roll, you have to roll as low as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, you have one condition, so that's a +1 basically.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
And don't do what Mimi did the
Oh,
last time
of
we had to roll
course,
this
of
and two
course.
sixes.
Okay, what do we got?
I rolled a 6 and a 4.
Great.
Plus 1 is
Perfect.
11.
Uh-huh.
Not quite as bad as me.
On a 10 plus, you get to choose one.
Okay, I'm torn between remove myself from the situation or lose control of my powers. But I think in that situation, remove myself from the situation would make more sense, and I just pass out.
Okay, yeah. Starbolt passes out, and we're gonna shift focus to the other two characters without really telling you what's happening over there.
Okay.
So, from the perspective of Brainwave and Ecstatic, at the entrance of the building, you suddenly see like the windows bursting outward and the heat of flames coming at you. But it's far away enough that you have a chance to react to it.
So I have a few questions.
Yes.
The other three, are they far behind us or directly behind us?
I'm gonna say they're far enough behind you that they don't need to be saved currently.
Okay. Then it blows the windows out, you said.
Yes.
Like, we're basically standing directly in front of the door, right?
Yes. I would assume that you're either directly in front of the door or that you are already in the doorway.
Because then what I think I would do would be to basically use the door, which I assume is metal, to shield us from debris and maybe fire by basically putting it right in front of us with just a bit of distance in case it gets really hot so we don't get burned.
Okay. I'm gonna say that could either be, again, take a powerful blow, or it could be defend in the sense of defending Moon from the attack or from the explosion. I'm gonna say this is more of a take a powerful blow, I think.
Yep.
So you also get to roll to take a powerful blow, plus conditions.
And I get away scot-free. Yay!
No.
Nay!
It depends on what Max is doing.
So
if Max...
that is
on
a
what Max rolls.
5 plus my one condition, that's a 6.
Okay, so
Nice.
on a miss you stand strong, mark potential as normal, and say how you weather the blow. So you shut the doors with your powers and like pull on them with all your strength. You get to mark potential. And what happens?
Yeah, I think what happens is that we can hear some of the debris just clanging against the door, and maybe the door getting hot but still being far away from us so we don't get burned, and just see around us the carnage that happened.
Yes. You're also absolutely aware that Charlotte did run in there.
Oh yeah, I am.
Like just a couple, like for you, like 3 or 4 seconds ago.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, so you're in front of the building now, you shut the doors, and actually, I'm gonna say, because this wave of heat and pressure came against the door, and it's very hot right now, it's gonna be like slightly harder to open it now than it would have been before.
That makes sense.
Like slightly welded shut. Yeah, you see glass shards all around you, the team members of Locksmith behind you, and Excavator immediately, as soon as the wave which made her tumble as well, notices that the immediate danger seems to have passed, but not completely, because you can see through the windows that there's fire everywhere inside there. She gets down on her knees and touches the brick ground beneath her, so her skin takes on the same brick appearance, and she makes a run for the door.
Like, running towards it to stop and open it, or running towards it to smash it in?
Running towards it to smash it in. She runs with her shoulder forward.
I think I get out of the way of that one.
Yeah, I also step aside and I tell Moon, please check on Charlotte. What do you get from inside?
I would like to do a telepathic sweep and I assume I just maybe got like a spike of fear and terror and then there was an explosion. But can I
I'm
get
gonna say
anything now?
roll and unleash your powers because you extend your senses here.
Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7.
With a plus freak, that's a 7. On a 7 to 9 marker condition of the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary. I'm gonna say you try to extend your senses inside the building, and something you immediately notice is that it's similar to what you had before, which was this feeling of getting the emotions from someone's dream. You get that for Charlotte now too. So while you are pretty sure now that Charlotte isn't dead, you get the feeling that Charlotte isn't conscious either. And I'm gonna say you mark a condition based on that.
I am thinking between afraid for Charlotte and guilty because I basically sent her in there because I was just running ahead.
Guilty seems pretty valid to me,
Yeah.
actually.
I'm gonna mark
It's just a
guilty.
guilt day.
Yeah.
Wasn't someone else also guilty?
Me.
Also, just in case you got a very big wave of gratitude and pride from Moon when you stopped from being blown up. So just Okay, she's alive. She's alive. Oh God, she's alive. But she's not conscious. Just dreaming or just unconscious. I can't quite tell, but she's alive. I don't know how, but she's alive.
That's enough for now. What about Gale?
Did I get her in the sweep as well?
Same thing from Gale. Gale also seems to still be holding on. But as Excavator rams her shoulder into the door and breaks it open, you get another wave of heat coming out of the building, slightly blowing her back. She doesn't let that really stop her, but you can feel shit's bad in there. Even if they are still alive, chances are they won't be for long.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna shout to Excavator, turn part of yourself into metal, then I can pull you out if you need it.
But metal conducts heat much better than stone. Just
a bit.
Can you just make it your torso metal, or a belt shape in your skin metal or something like that?
She puts her finger up and knocks on her head, which has been metal all along. And it's don't worry, just pull me by my head.
Oh,
right.
That doesn't seem safe.
Ouch. She can take it.
The other two from the team seem to be kind of conflicted in wanting to help, but also not having superpowers that would be in any way useful in this situation.
Get help.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh.
And they both run away and try to find someone to help. There's actually some people who have left buildings a little bit further away because a lot of this area was evacuated. But people are coming in from further away now that the threatened bomb appears to have gone off.
We are the docks, right?
You're still in Riverside, but you're basically the furthest away from the docks you can get there in a small industrial district.
Okay. Are there any kind of vehicles around here, delivery vans or a lorry or something?
Sure, all sorts of. There's cars, there's delivery vehicles on all sides of the road.
Max, what do you think? I can definitely get one of these vans moving, and that would protect us from the heat. And if we can drive in there and get Charlotte and Gale just in the back, then we don't have to send anyone else in there alone.
Yes, that makes sense. Can you send me where you felt them so I can maybe clear a path?
Can I?
Where
in the warehouse did I just around here, the middle?
It's somewhere directly in the middle of the warehouse.
Pretty much in the middle. Okay, you start doing that, and I'll get one of the vans. And Moon rushes off to jumpstart one of the vans with their alien technology.
All right, then roll for that.
What do I roll?
Yeah, I'm gonna call this an unleash your powers.
Okay.
In this situation. Because, that is one of your powers.
Yeah, alien technology. That's not a 6 plus 1, that's another 7.
Okay. You manage to basically boot up this delivery vehicle. You get behind the window of it, and it's basically already pointed at, which you saw when you got here, a large set of double doors actually meant for vehicles to enter and leave this warehouse building. So you get the feeling that you can absolutely just drive at that, and it should budge and open up to you.
But
I don't know what you mean.
Okay. Max, this is a big car. These are very puny doors. I'm just gonna ram through them. So take cover, I guess. And Moon hits the accelerator and just tries to ram the doors open.
Okay, yeah, you drive in and you manage. The car is strong enough to ram the doors open. There's a chain link holding it tight, but it is no match for the force of a delivery vehicle. And you drive it inside, and just in the moment where you break open the doors, you have another opening for the fire inside, and the flames strike the window and extend around the vehicle. You can see them through all of the glass. Everything is a world of oranges and reds, and small little bits of board game pieces melting to the side of the car. You drive inside, and like a few seconds after you manage to get the car inside of the flame storm, it just gives up. It goes out.
Thank God. I was my thought while you were describing that was like, oh shit, I couldn't warn excavator what I was doing. It would be so bad if I just hit excavator with my car because we couldn't communicate because she's still a metalhead. But okay.
You also don't like directly know why it turned off. Like it shouldn't have, but something must have gone wrong.
So I'm still inside the warehouse, but just a few meters in, nowhere near the middle.
Yeah, the vehicle is basically halfway inside.
Good enough.
You managed to clear a path inside. That much for sure.
Yeah.
Max, what are you doing?
I turn around to excavator and say, so I'm going
inside.
to pull...
Excavator is inside, yes.
Okay, I might not have felt that.
No, excavator rammed in the door and ran inside.
Okay,
immediately.
I'm going to not go in, but go near the entrance and try to pull the car out.
Okay, so you basically walk over from like the door entrance to the vehicle entrance where Moon is and try to pull the car back.
Yeah. How far is Moon away? Halfway, you said?
The car with Moon is halfway inside of the building.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I think...
Which is bad because you haven't gotten the back half of it in yet, but it's good because you haven't gotten the fuel tank in yet.
Okay.
Also, so I'm not like halfway between the wall of the warehouse and where Charlotte is. The car is just stuck like inside, basically, like halfway in, halfway. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to pull the car out.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, because everything here is happening with quite a lot of speed, and because the you haven't noticed that yet, but I'm gonna say if Max goes over to the car and looks at it from like all angles, Max does notice that like the flames that went over the car as it broke down the door, there is like a little bit of flame on the back of the car too. Like there's like this like cloth covering to the back of it, which has caught fire slightly, and that might spread to something more dangerous.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say this is like something that needs a bit of haste.
Yeah.
Don't let it explode again.
I'm gonna say this is an Unleash Your Powers as well. Lots of Unleash Your Powers in this fight.
Almost as if superpowers are useful in a fight.
Yeah, but like you can use your superpowers for all the other things too.
Yeah. I will provoke the fire into stopping.
That is exactly a 7. Only because I have a +2 in Freak.
All of those 7s on Unleash Your Powers today.
Are you running out of ideas yet?
No. I'm gonna say I'm just gonna extend the issue I've already brought up. You do manage to pull Moon back together with the vehicle. As you do, you notice that the fire does spread to the fuel tank.
While I'm still inside the car.
Yes.
Oh,
and
shit.
not aware of the fire situation.
I mean, I feel like Moon would know pretty quickly from my thoughts.
Why
Yes,
are you afraid
that is
suddenly? True. Oh, shit!
So that's how I will call the situation unstable.
I will get out of that car as fast as I can.
You get out of the car, and like you can notice from what you see in Max's mind, and just from like in general, that the car is about to blow up, and that you gotta get away from it fast. Which I will say is another take a powerful blow, actually.
Please don't be a... Oh no, you know what? Another roll of 6 would be really, really good right now.
Yeah, rolling really low
It
also
is a
means that you mark
6!
potential. Okay.
And
So
you
it's
don't
a
have any
conditions?
conditions.
Yeah, yes, I do. I have a guilty condition because...
Oh, right.
Okay, so it's a 7.
It's
On
a
a 7 to
7.
9, choose one. You lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity, the opposition being the fire in this situation.
Yeah.
And you struggle past the pain, mark 2 conditions.
I would say giving ground in the way that I'm not running towards the fire, but because I'm running away from the about to explode vehicle, I'm maybe running to the side of the entrance or something and not basically getting farther away from Charlotte in the process.
I'll let that count. Okay. Just basically, as always with take a powerful blow, you do take one condition.
Mm.
If you miss, if you don't miss, basically. So you do get to mark one condition as you do that as well.
Okay, so I'll take the afraid condition.
Yeah, that makes sense. You stumble away from the burning building towards Max, basically, who's also away. The burning building has extended into a burning, fuel-covered driveway as well
shit.
now. So, in your fight against the fire is currently in the lead.
So I've run outside again, or am I still inside the building just...
I gathered from what you said that you ran back to Max, so you're, like, on the side of the road now, in front of the building.
Okay.
Are there a lot of people around at this point?
Not a lot, but some are coming closer.
I assume they're just like civilians.
Yes, from the looks of it.
I tell Moon to keep them away from the fire and get them out of the area.
Okay. What about Excavator? I can't feel her at all. I mean, she's still a metalhead, but we haven't heard anything.
Sounds like an insult.
Yeah, it is in Moon's mind. It's just it's like if you're in a group with someone and you just put in earphones and totally ignore them. That's not polite.
To me, it sounds like a fan of Metallica.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, maybe can you get a sense of where she is with, like, can you sense her metal or something? I'll try to get these civilians away.
I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. But you can feel that Max is very, very worried about it.
Okay. There's no time to discuss this. So Moon runs towards the civilians and will try to make them keep the distance and say, like, call the fire department. There's still someone stuck inside. Does anyone have useful powers? Stuff like that.
Let's do the Max situation first. What are you planning to do?
Yeah, I'm not sure I can really feel whether the metal is part of a human or not, but I might be able to feel something moving, maybe.
Mm-hmm. You could. I'm gonna say this is probably closest to an assess the situation. I'm gonna say you can also learn other things from it, atop from just where Excavator currently is.
Yeah.
So roll and assess the situation. It's plus superior. Max should have good superior.
Yeah,
right?
but I think guilty. Yeah, it gets a -2, so it's basically whatever I roll.
All right.
Cancels my superior out. That's a 3.
Oh shit!
Oh wow! This situation is something, huh?
Take potential.
You mark potential. That much happens for sure. And I'm gonna say, like, you feel around. You've had a lot of luck in recent times, because you mentioned before how Max just focuses more on the electric aspect of her powers than on the metallic aspect. And you had a lot of, like, really great situations where under pressure your powers did exactly what you wanted them to, exactly when you needed them to. And that makes it incredibly frustrating and, like, devastating in this situation where it's literally life or death, and your powers just don't do that thing you want them to do. They're just not refined enough. It's just something you can't do yet.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say you mark a condition based on that.
Yeah, I think I'm actually going to mark angry, because
Nice.
I'm angry at Charlotte for just running in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of angry at the other team because they got us involved. And I'm angry at myself because I can't do what I want.
Yeah, okay. That works. That works. But what you do manage, even if you didn't manage to locate Excavator with your powers, is you hear a shout from inside over the noise of the fire, which you're pretty sure is from Excavator, who's shouting, "I need help in here!"
Oh shit.
So I don't know where exactly she is.
No. It is a pretty large warehouse, but it is still a warehouse. So there is a certain degree of, if you walk around long enough, you'll find her, which is just kind of hindered by all the fire everywhere.
Yes.
So inconvenient.
So rude of the fire.
I think I'm going to do something very stupid now.
Okay, yeah, perfect. That's what I wanted.
Basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to go in there and just get all of the metal out of the way directly in front of me and try to basically clear the way until I find Excavator and the others.
Okay, before you do that, quickly, what happens with Moon? Moon is running over to the people to sort of stop them.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much of a role you want to make this, because I'm not sure if just telling people don't run into the burning building is something that requires a role.
Mm-hmm.
This was mostly okay, I don't know how I can help in this situation, but I'm good with people, so I'll do that, I guess. Prevent anyone else from being stupid.
As you run over there, you notice and recall that that's essentially also what the other two from the other team were doing. As you run up to the group, you see that the manager with his paper bag on top of his head, which thankfully hasn't caught fire, is talking to some of the people that have gathered and is essentially coordinating them already to like call for help and to stay back to a certain extent. And the other one of the team, salesman, notices that you're coming closer and basically like jogs in your direction. And as you come there, says, "What are you doing here?"
This is all going wrong. Everything is going wrong. I don't know what to do. Is there anyone here that can help? Like water powers, a fire extinguisher? I don't care. Just we need help.
Listen, the only bit of ability that I have is that I can convince people pretty easily. And our team has like 2 people with useful powers in a conflict situation.
And they're both inside out there. One is unconscious and the other one is calling for help. And Max just ran in there and
I wish I could help them. But I've seen you do wild stuff with technology. The little I knew you can speak to people in their minds. I'm assuming you maybe have other mind powers as well. You'll find a way. Like, we have someone who can turn into shit and someone who can make locks. And we've managed to deal with most situations, even though, like, they had nothing to do with anything.
I can't talk to fire, and I can't just throw technology at it.
No, but you have a friend in there who needs your help.
Yes.
And a team that doesn't work together, he looks around at, like, the one person that's here and the 2 that are in the fire that he can't even really say anything about, is kinda doomed. If you're not gonna help, I don't know who will.
Okay, I can do this. Are there any more delivery trucks or stuff like that?
Yeah,
around?
there's a lot.
I will drive another fucking car in there. This is the only thing that has worked so far. Now there is a big hole.
The driveway is also open again. So, yes. Give me another unleash your powers. Or you know what? You can make this a defend for Max.
Yes. Okay. Oh no. I would prefer it to be an unleashing my power, but just
unfortunate.
Yeah. If I roll a 6 again, I'm going to be so... Oh, hold on. My dice are trying to flee. It is a fucking 6 again!
Oh, no. Wow. You do know that you are allowed to roll 2d6, right?
Yes, and therefore like every single possible combination to get a 6, there been a 4 and a 2, a 5 and a 1. Now there are 2 3s. I wish this was a system where we had luck points, where you could just spend the luck and get a success.
That would be nice.
It is a system where you can use team points to help each other when you stick together.
That is true.
That is something you can do here.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I totally didn't think of this as a fight, but it is a fight, just not against a sentient
It's not just
person.
a fight. Like in any situation, you can help each other with help.
Oh.
With a team pool. That's what it's there for.
Can I...
Or you can act selfishly and shift your conditions to make things work better. But I think in this situation it would be slightly hard to argue how you work selfishly by defending someone.
Yeah, I'm selfishly going to run into danger to help my friends.
I'm gonna cut over to Max again real quick before we resolve what happens with you. So I would also think this might be a defend, actually, because you're trying to help Excavator.
Yeah, before we do that, I also have a question. Does this count as a sacrifice that helps me absolve my guilt?
Yes, I would say that counts. You're definitely doing something foolhardy to help the people you feel guilty about currently.
Okay, yes, that makes sense. Thank you. At least I have only one condition now.
Yay!
Yes.
Savior. +1, that's not too bad, so let's see.
If this is another 6.
This is a 10.
Oh!
Yay!
A good roll.
That's
quick question.
awesome.
Yes.
Did me running towards the group count as running away and clearing my afraid condition?
I mean, you didn't really run away. You were ordered to go away and do something.
Yeah, okay. Worth a try. Anyway, back to cheering. Max.
Yes.
Succeeds.
Max.
Finally. Someone does.
Max succeeds in defending. You summon a rage deep within you, driven by your powers malfunctioning before. And if you can describe what happens if you want to, but I imagine it just as like pulling like engines out of the way with like raw emotional energy.
I feel like this is the typical moment of fuck subtlety, because it didn't work before. So I'm just basically going to power through it, brute force through it.
I'm thinking with brute force magnetism powers, I'm always thinking of like how Toph uses her metal bending in Avatar.
Kind of
which
like
is just
that.
like full fist in and pulling the shit apart. Like you get you definitely feel the heat rising as you power towards the center of this burning building. And while you don't really have an idea of where Excavator is, you know that where Excavator was headed is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
So you make your way there, and what you see really quickly is it's not as dense in here as you might have feared. Like, there's a lot of industrial equipment in here, and as you make your way inside, you hear another, like, smaller explosion somewhere in the back from something else that managed to had its fuel source combust at this point. But there's a lot of wide open spaces in here that make it a lot easier to look around. And as a result, you see the central engine, and you see like a shimmer of green and gold on top of it that you recognize as the Starbolt costume. And close to it on the ground, you see Excavator on her knees at this point, basically. A fist on the ground. And you can see that there's cracks forming in the brick material of her arm. From the heat.
Yeah, this is a tough situation. So what I'm thinking is that I might try to magnetize Excavator towards the entrance, as well as the entire engine that Charlotte is lying on.
Okay, I'm gonna say you can do one at a time.
Yes.
So I would call it a defend either way.
Yes.
Because you're trying to save someone from danger.
Yes.
You managed to get close enough now, thanks to your previous roll, that you definitely are close enough to do it. So roll me another defend. This is where we're doing all the rolls for this arc.
Yeah, this is great. Oh, by the way, before I got the 10, I think, which means I also get one of the extra things from down below.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
You could
On a
add
hit,
team
you keep
to
them
the
safe
pool,
and choose one. Yeah.
take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition.
Yes. I'm gonna say, like, you through running in, you already cleared a condition, but I'm gonna say you can clear an additional condition.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like I'm too concentrated now to be angry, too focused.
Or maybe unleashing your anger in a physical way. Maybe.
Yeah, you constructively unleashed your anger on the equipment.
Yes. I'm going to try to get the engine out first, because I feel like Excavator might still be able to hold out a little longer than Charlotte, and, well, I guess Max also assumes that somewhere there Gale would be.
Yes. The machine is very large. So I'm assuming that what you're trying to do is, like, pull off a part of it that they're on top of right now.
Yeah, and
not, like, the entire burning, fuel-covered engine.
And I'm also going to just basically shoot a quick thought at Moon that they know what I'm doing.
Yeah. I'm gonna say roll me a defend.
Yep. That was Freak. No, Savior. So that's an 8.
Yes. An 8. So on a 7 to 9, it costs you expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to combine that with something from with Moon's bad roll from before, which I was going to bring in anyways.
You had forgotten about that one.
No, I had not. I was waiting for the right moment. So you gather all the magnetic energy left in you after your heroic entrance and pull at the engine. Like, even try to put the magnetic elements of the Starbolt costume and pull them onto the engine so Charlotte doesn't fly off of it. And you pull with all your force, and it flies, basically it is detached, it flies over your head. You look at it like flying beyond you, and as you turn around, you notice that a car is driving directly towards you.
Okay, that was did you just throw a giant metal frisbee at me? in a car. In a
No,
fire.
the frisbee flies over the car, but the car does hit Max. Max take a powerful blow.
Oof!
Oh,
But at least
damn.
you are free of conditions right now, so you can survive this.
That is true. That is true.
So maybe
That is a 6.
Okay,
Oh my god!
2 3s.
great.
I'm getting all the potential today.
and you don't get hit. I mean, you do get hit. It just doesn't hurt you. Moon, in surprise and shock, accidentally tapped the accelerator a bit more than they wanted to, and suddenly there's Max in front of them, and bam.
Yeah, okay, good roll. So you turn around as you throw that bit of metal over the vehicle, and you realize what happens fast enough that you can respond. So you can say however you managed to not take too much damage from getting hit by a car.
I think I'm just gonna instinctively try to stop the car with my magnetic powers.
Okay, this is fun. Okay, you basically push your arms towards the car, I assume, and like stop it right in front of you. And as you do so, you basically let go of the piece of metal that Charlotte and Locksmith are on, which results in it falling down basically like on like what the car Moon was driving in was a pickup truck, and it basically lands right on the back of the pickup truck.
Nice.
May I
The
say?
bit of the engine.
May I say something? I still think
Yes.
I have gotten away with too much with just my incredibly bad roll. I would just say having a car suddenly stop would cause Moon to either just be tossed around in the driving area, or maybe just straight up crash out of the windshield.
Yeah, my idea was you hit Max with a car, and that's the bad things that happen.
Okay.
But you're right. I can give you harsher punishment.
Especially if the defend means that I expose myself to danger or retribution or judgment. I think just that is the definition of like consequences.
You got a point. You're in a car that's suddenly being stopped. Your head probably hits like the steering wheel, and you get flung back a little. I'm gonna say you get to also take a powerful blow from this.
I was hoping you might have gotten the okay, just take a condition.
No, condition. I was looking if I could somehow use this opportunity to shift your labels, because I don't do that enough. But that doesn't make that much sense.
Okay. So take a powerful blow, yeah? This has the potential of taking me out. I already have 2 conditions. At least it's not a 6, it's a 7. The one time I wanted to be a 6, it's a fucking 7.
Yeah, you wanted to be
Oh
a
no,
6, right?
it's a 7, 8,
I mean,
9.
you don't
It's a
have
9.
to take a condition from it. That's
Yeah,
good.
it's a 9.
A 9 is... Okay, a 9 is still 7 to 9.
Yeah, I
So-
just remember that I add the number of conditions I have to that. So, I would say, on the one hand, I'm thinking that you lash out verbally, you provoke a teammate to foolhardy action or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition, is something that doesn't really fit in a... I was wondering why that was there, because why would you ever choose that? But giving ground, I don't think that makes a lot of sense in this situation, and struggling...
I mean, there is a logic to you in this very stressful situation, snapping at Max a little.
Yeah, I think snapping a lot. Because I think Moon gets like tossed around inside the driver's seat a bit, and just the guilt and the terror and all this stuff, and then just trying to save Max and being like hurt by her might just cause you feel a wave of like anger and resentment from Moon, and like, what do you think you're doing? I'm trying to help you. Just get out of here yourself. I can handle this.
Okay, I'm gonna say Max, that inflicts a condition on you.
Yeah.
You could take the angry one again. I think that would make the most sense.
Yeah, that makes
Because
sense.
this is super unfair to you.
This is extremely unfair. You just stopped her from driving you down.
Yeah, you saved Charlotte, you saved yourself, and now Moon comes
Yes.
in and just
I'm
berates
angry
you for
again.
doing.
Okay,
You're
you're angry again.
I'm angry again.
Do you want to snap back to reality? Oh, there goes gravity. No, excavator is still right over there, just so you don't forget about it.
I'm just basically going to very harshly tell Moon to use her telepathic bands to get Excavator right now and actually be useful.
Is this a provoking someone?
Yeah, why not?
Why?
I mean,
Why
you
do
are
I
arguing
open my
right
mouth?
now. You're arguing right now. I'm gonna say that as one. That's fun. You haven't rolled enough yet.
Also, don't forget, if we target one another with our moves, we get a +1 because we have influence over each other.
That is
So,
true.
You get a
That is
+1 to
true.
your roll. That is another reason why it was very bad to split out the team. We can't
That
use
is a
team...
13.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
okay. So basically, I'm imagining like you flip at Max, and Max just like looks back at you with like the angriest eyes you've ever seen.
The angry eyes are not that bad, but just feeling the wave of... I mean,
Yeah.
I can feel what she's feeling.
I'm imagining it like fucking like you're seeing Max right now like entering Super Saiyan mode.
Yeah.
Like waves of energy coming off Max, of rage energy.
If I didn't have the afraid condition already marked, I would totally take that.
Okay, I'm gonna say the provoke someone means you do what they want. So I'm gonna say that move counts as the thing you have to do. So pulling Excavator in with your telepathic bands doesn't require an additional move.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
for PCs, they can decide whether they do it or not. If they do
Yeah.
it, add a team to the pool. If they don't do it, mark a condition.
I'm doing it.
Okay, you're suddenly very silent as you open up the door of the pickup truck and pull at Excavator, who is very heavy and doesn't seem to be a lot of help. So actually pulling Excavator in is quite difficult, but I'm gonna say you manage to do it, even if it takes a little bit of time and a little bit of explosions around you. So you have Excavator in one of the front seats. You're in the other front seat. Max is outside of the pickup truck, and Charlotte and Locksmith are in the back.
Do you want to ride with us, or
Yeah, I mean, I assume I can just get in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'm
Yeah.
going to do that.
You could also get up back on the hood, back on the back part of the pickup truck.
Yeah, I think
Or
I
you can
might
get
I
in the
might do
front.
that so I'm closer to the ones that are probably worst off.
Yeah.
Also, the
'Cause,
building is
when
still
you
on
get
fire.
up there,
and it was totally our fault.
when you get up there, you notice that Charlotte and Locksmith are in a pretty bad state.
Yeah.
Like they're red all over. They have like actual burns from the explosion before. But what you do notice is that Charlotte basically landed right on top of Locksmith when the first explosion hit. So Locksmith was shielded from most of it, but parts of the Starbolt costume have actually burned off as a result of that explosion.
Oh boy.
Which I don't quite remember if Charlotte had already done that thing where she wanted to make her new costume out of the old one Starbolt left her behind, or if this is still like the original Starbolt costume she made for herself.
It's the one she made herself.
Okay, so that one is pretty wrecked right now, which would be a cool opportunity for the near future
Oh,
to
no.
make a new one out of
Yes.
the one she was left in, yeah. Given you opportunities. You get in the car, and as you basically start to turn the car around in like a 3-point turn.
In the middle of like fire and brimstone, like yeah.
You make
Exactly.
the perfect 3-point turn.
Oh no, it's not perfect. Moon
I'm
is
gonna
not
say
used
you
to driving
hear-
something as barbaric as a car.
I'm gonna say, because this took like a quite a while, the things you have been doing in here at this point, you hear, I'm gonna make another move on you. As you turn around and like basically are in the middle of your last turn, you hear a loud popping sound outside. And you notice that the car seems to be slacking off in one direction.
I think just one of the tires just blew.
Yes, probably.
I can still drive the car, right?
You can. It's just it requires, let's say, additional moves at this point.
Yeah, I thought so.
So to get the car fully out of this fiery hell, I'm gonna say you get to unleash your car driving power once more.
Okay, here goes nothing. Don't you dare roll 6s again. I will
I have something
change
really
this,
fun planned if you
these
roll
dice.
shit now.
It's another 6!
Hey!
It's a 7 with my freak though.
Yay!
Okay, at least that.
That's great.
That is a success. You
I can't
steer the
believe
car
this.
towards the entrance.
You are gone. Your dice are just gone.
And as you do, you hear another pop outside. And then another one. And then a fourth one. And then a fifth one, and you're not even sure which one that was, because you only have four wheels on that car. But you drive towards the exit, and it basically turns into, like, you're basically at the speed of like a walking aid at this point. You're relatively you're very, very slowly moving towards the door. And as that happens, you see in front of you 2 of the large engines that were close to the door basically start to bend under the fire. It's been hot enough for long that the metal is turning slightly fluid at this point. And they're basically about to crash and block your way out.
Max, please do something. Also, these dice are now
Dice jail.
retired. I will sell
Dice
them.
jail.
Go to Dice Jail.
Dice graveyard. They're not going to Dice jail. They're going straight to Dice graveyard.
They're going to Dice Hell.
And with
They're
Dice
directly in
graveyard, I
Hell
mean
now.
my Etsy shop. Please check it out.
Max, are you doing something?
Yes, I feel like at this point I'm probably super worn out, and I'm just gonna try to get the rest of my energy and get us out there as fast as possible by just launching the car out there.
Okay.
I was just going to say, hold
I
up
will-
the metal till we're through, okay?
I'm gonna say, because like this doesn't feel defend to me, because you're like also getting yourself out in this situation. So I'm gonna say it's just another unleash your powers.
Yeah, I feel like by actually driving the car in that direction and it already having momentum, it might count as helping me doing that.
Yeah, that's valid. Also, like Moon told you to
That too.
do something, so I'm gonna say you can use that team +1 if you need.
Good. I have a 6, so yes, I'm going to take that.
Valid.
Yeah, I would just like to tell everyone how that math gets together. I rolled a 4, I have a freak +2, and I get a team +1, so we barely make it there.
Nice.
Oh,
You
God.
tell me what happens. There's 2 melting engines coming towards the entrance. Describe it to me. Paint me a picture.
Yeah, I think the car just suddenly, with a halt, starts going forward super fast.
What are you doing?
And I don't really have the energy to control the magnetism. So outside, we basically just crash on the floor and slide on the non-existent wheels along.
Yeah. You slide over like the burning pavement right outside too,
Yes.
and are basically flung around. We have this slow-mo shot that has the building in the background where the car flies over the camera, and an explosion from behind of the crashing engines blows outside of the factory.
It reminds me of that one scene from Good Omens.
Yes.
Yeah. I was actually thinking of that scene from the end of Mad Max Fury Road where the car crashes into this
Okay.
into these falling rocks
Valid. Yes.
with the electric guitar on the bungee cords flying at the camera.
Oh, yeah.
You come to a halt on the road after the car spins around like 1 or 2 times.
You hear Moon getting thrown around again because they still
Yes.
did not put on a seatbelt.
I'm gonna say Max, because this was like a mixed success. I'm gonna say you can mark a condition from getting a concussion or something like that.
Confused.
I mean, I'm already angry.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like at this point I might just feel very insecure because my powers have been failing a lot.
You definitely noticed that you aren't as stable in your magnetic powers as you thought you would be.
Yes, and at the end there I already lost all my stamina. I was at the end there.
That makes sense. So, you're flung out onto the road, and you're all basically, like, except for the ones on the back of the car who are actually unconscious, you're all, like, really close to passing out at this point from all the smoke you inhaled, from, like, the speed of it all, from the heat. So it takes you a couple of seconds before you manage to gather your senses enough that you can hear cheering in the distance. And it feels kind of comedic in this situation, because to you, it feels like you failed so many times in this situation, but apparently that happened far away from the eyes of the public, that there is like actual applause going on for this daring escape a bit further away.
Max is so tired she doesn't even try to pose or do anything.
Oh no.
You know, I had the perfect reaction, but that would make a lot more sense if I had the angry condition, but I'm afraid, so it doesn't. Because I would just... You know what? I can act angry without having the condition. I think Moon just throws the door open and turns around to the crowd and shouts at them mentally. Don't cheer! Get help! We have 3 unconscious people in there at the burning building. This is not the time.
And just as you shout that through your mind, you hear a noise that gets louder and louder, close to the noise of a jet engine. It's a noise you've heard before. And as you weakly turn around, you see Transistor's jet bike landing in front of the burning building. And she jumps out together with Incent, who was on the side seat. And they don't have to communicate at all. Like, they just look at each other as they see the situation. Incent jumps out and gets in front of the building. And you see him, like, extend his arms like he's about to hug. And then pulls them towards his chest. And as he does so, all the fire in the building just flies out right into him. Like, he deletes the fire off of the face of the earth. And as he does so, you can see that his hair basically catches fire into a larger and larger flame. And he moves the fists from his chest slowly and with considerable effort towards the ground. And you can see the fire on top of him die down, ending in like a small, slightly less showy burp as like a cloud of smoke comes out of his mouth.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I think Incent might actually be awesome.
Transistor slides off of the side of her jet bike and struts towards you, like clearly to check if everything's okay. And she's not the only one who's coming towards the vehicle now. The 2 members of the union, of the Meta-Human Union, who had talked to the audience, are also running towards the back of the vehicle and climbing up to where Max is right now to sort of check in on the group, on the 2 people who were inside of the fire.
I have a question. Can I...
Yes.
Can I use my psychic powers to wake someone from unconsciousness?
I'm gonna say that's something you could do, potentially, if you, like, have enough time. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say that's an unleash your powers, but I'd say you can do that.
Okay. Max, I think I can try something, but it will take some time. Charlotte, okay?
Actually, I'm gonna say if you take enough time for it, you don't have to roll for it.
Okay.
Yeah, you get up on the back of the car, and the manager actually also climbs up there, and he rummages basically through the pockets of his suit, and out of one of them he pulls like a small first aid kit and just like goes through that to see what the most important thing is. He doesn't have superpowers, but apparently he has basic first aid training.
That's good.
And accompanies you. And as that happens, Max is still in the front of the car, together with Excavator, who also appears to be unconscious. The whole thing has been pretty harsh on her. And
on us all.
Transistor walks basically up to the window of the vehicle and looks inside at Max. What happened?
Girl on the back got kidnapped. We tried to save her. Building exploded. We needed some saving ourselves.
So, are you active here now? Last thing I heard is that you didn't want to be in the SOS.
Yep. Acting superhero team for Riverside.
Well, good luck with that. She basically like slaps the door. Would like to have a conversation, of course, but also will check on the people in the back first.
How are they doing?
They're stable. They seem to be in a pretty bad state. They're probably both gonna need a little bit of time in a hospital.
No.
Because of, pretty harsh burn wounds.
Smoke inhalation. A lot of it.
Yes, also that.
Kills more people than
but
the burns.
they're breathing. They're breathing and they're stable currently. Just not conscious.
Okay.
And with the help of the manager, most of the worst parts are pretty quickly patched up as you try to mentally connect with them. Transistor basically comes back just having checked in on them. She puts her head through the open window of the pickup truck and basically whispers to Max, the 2 back there, the one with the paper head and the woman with the pointy face, they wouldn't happen to be part of the Meta-Human Union?
I have no idea what that is.
Ooh.
Basically a team of vigilantes. We haven't been able to locate them, but we've had basically an arrest warrant out for them for a couple of months now.
Oh no, I mean, why would vigilantes come to an official superhero team? They came to us for help.
She raises an eyebrow slightly as she looks at Max. Max, if these people are actually vigilantes, then, we need to lock them up. This is an orderly city. Waypoint doesn't allow vigilantism.
Except when it's officially sanctioned, of course.
It's commentary.
So
What?
I
Politics?
assume someone's trying to influence me here.
Yes. Someone is using their influence over you. And you have the opportunity to reject that influence.
I would
or
like
you
to
can
do
go
that,
along
yes.
with it. Okay, so you roll 2d6 with no bonuses.
All right. That's an 8.
That's an 8. Okay, on a 7 to 9, choose one. Clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift one label up and one label down, your choice. Cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them. I don't want to influence you too much, but I kind of get the feeling that with Max being usually a pretty by-the-books person, pretty much accepting superheroing as it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
this could be something where you might want to shift your labels as a result.
Remember in the first time we met Locksmith, and she told us that you have to actually lose some of your principles if you want to make it in Riverside? That's the kind of thing that if it were a TV show, that would be a quick flashback or like a voiceover right now.
You do have that flashback in your head right now. It does appear.
Yeah, what I think is going to happen is that my superior is going down and my savior is going up.
Savior makes sense. I either said savior or danger in this situation.
Yeah, but I think savior
works
makes
just as
more
well.
sense in this situation.
Yeah. So that happens. You get to actually choose what labels are shifted. And you get to respond.
I look at Transistor and I say, the SOS sort of runs the city and makes the rules, so I rejected the SOS. Maybe I reject their rules too.
You don't want to go into a territory where you become a criminal yourself to protect other criminals.
Well, I'll always choose to be a hero, no matter what that means.
Well, when I heard that you guys rejected the SOS, that did make me question that. And I'm still questioning that. Let's say that. She breathes out, and you get the feeling that she's slightly disappointed, but takes a step back to go back to Incent, who has smoke coming out of all of his orifices currently.
Oh no. Why did my brain immediately go from, out of his ears? No, out of his butt too.
Yes, of course, obviously. There's smoke coming out of both sides of his pants currently.
Oh no.
You could just say smoke coming off of him everywhere. You could have just left it at that.
I did say that, but you provoked me to say more.
No, I did not provoke you to say the word every orifice. That was all you, my friend.
I guess you failed that provoke someone roll. Or it was a mixed success.
So yeah, whom did you want to wake up first back there?
You said they are both stable and just not feeling very well. I think that Moon's still feeling very guilty about basically prompting Charlotte to run in there all by herself.
Yes.
I would say she will try to wake up Charlotte first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do that. After like a couple minutes have passed, you manage to bring Charlotte out of her slumber.
I think it might it might be something like trying to get these like very, very faint emotions that you get from like dreaming or consciousness, and then just sort of like stoking them like you would getting a fire out of a little ember, and just nudging and helping until they are big enough to wake the person up.
That's good symbolism. It's like stoking a fire, like setting a factory building aflame, stoking the fire inside.
Oh.
You bring those emotions to the forefront, and Charlotte, you wake up feeling absolutely horrible. You feel this horrible feeling of your skin being stretched out all over. that you sometimes get when you have like really bad burns.
Or sunburns.
Or
Which are
sunburns, yeah.
burns.
And just like needles are rammed everywhere. And you notice when you move your arm slightly, the little you can, that your costume has burned off in a lot of parts.
Oh, okay.
Charlotte. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. Oh God, I'm so sorry.
I think, Weekly, it wasn't your fault. It was mine.
I don't believe that.
Sorry, I don't have the energy to do more.
Yeah. This is not a Moon can
it's
sense
not a
the
comfortable.
sincerity, but with my guilty condition and Moon's general lack of doing anything useful, Moon can recognize that you think that's true, but they don't believe it themselves.
Transistor comes back to you together with Incent. If there's nothing else you want to say to us, this might be where we part ways.
Moon looks...
Does that car still run?
No. I mean,
Okay,
maybe.
then maybe we'll part ways after I deliver as many of you as possible to a hospital.
I mean, if I get it to my ship, I can make it a hover car, but I don't have the parts with me right now. But Transistor, and Moon locks eyes with her. This was not an accident. Someone rigged this place to blow up, and we will get them.
Well, I'd say help you wherever you can, but you didn't want to work with the SOS, so this is on you, I think. She turns around and looks at the burnt-out building before getting back on her bike and saying, anyone need a lift to a hospital?
Yes, Charlotte, get on there. Hold on, I'll help you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Charlotte, and I'm guessing also at the very least locksmith, maybe excavator, or do you want to deliver them yourselves?
As many as will fit on there, and the rest will maybe. Is excavator still in rock and metal form?
Yes, in a rock and metal form, but the rocks. Something you notice when you look at her is that she seems to be also healing pretty quick. But in a kind of gross way, because there were cracks in the brick part, and those seem to be healing with skin between the cracks.
So Moon directs
yeah.
their thoughts at the manager and salesman. Does she need a hospital, or does she sort of just turn into like coal or something and then turn back to human?
She probably doesn't, but Locksmith definitely does.
Okay.
I just don't know if we should send them with her. And he like nudges slightly at Transistor, still like doing all of this telepathically.
I will not let.
I heard what they were talking about up front.
I will not let anything happen to her. Not again.
All right, then you better go with them.
Okay. Can I ride on the motorcycle part with Transistor and put them in the sidecar?
There's like additional seats that can basically be extended out
right.
of the
we
jet
put
bike
that
because it's very cool.
Right, I remember we rode with Transistor before. Like,
yeah.
Max, you coming too?
Actually, the manager will kind of try to stop Max and say, could you maybe come back to our base with us just to check if everything's okay? We don't really have anyone active with us who has powers right now, and they knew where we were.
You're right. Moon, you got this?
I got this, I think.
All right.
So everyone except for Max, the manager and salesman, get on the bike, and Transistor lifts it into the air. Incense stays behind a little bit because he has to check inside the building. All right, then. That's a goodbye, I think. Not gonna lie, don't know what to make of you, Max, she says as she looks down at Max.
Well, see you soon, I guess.
She smiles a little bit, and within like a couple of seconds, the bike is out of sight because it's very fast. Max, You and the 2 remaining active members of the Union make your way back to the garage headquarters of the organization. And even while you're just a little bit away from it, while you're still like 1 or 2 streets away, you can see that the manager suddenly freezes up. Oh shit, and starts running. And you notice really quickly what it was. And it's the smell of smoke in the air.
Oh, not again.
No, we had enough fire.
Yeah, I run with him.
Yeah, the 3 of you run around the corners, around the edges of the roads, and you make your way over to the garage door, which is flung open. And as you see it, you're not the only ones here. A small group of people has gathered around it, and everything is burnt out. Like this is a smoldering fire. It's been burning for a while. You can also see that a few emergency vehicles have managed to make their way here and are in the process of dealing with the fire already. But the smoke makes it very hard to see anything. And you see the manager sort of stumble towards it and fall onto his knees and ripping, like, in a stressed way at the paper bag and tearing small bits of it off. I knew it. I knew this was a fucking trap.
Well, I guess we failed on the whole then.
Everything was in there. What are we supposed to do? We have half of our team is out of commission. Everything we have has been burned down to nothing. Like, all our evidence was in there. Everything we gathered.
Well, let's regroup at our headquarters, I guess.
He collapses and beats with his fist onto the pavement, and Salesman walks up on his back and like gets down on his knees as well and like pats his shoulder and basically hugs him tight while the manager kind of loses it.
Aww.
And Max, as you look around at the scene, your eyes follow the smoke, and you can see the smoke moving up atop the garage, and you get the feeling that through the smoke you see a figure standing up there. And you don't get to see it long because it vanishes in the remains of the fire, but you see it looking down at you. You see a set of eyes trapped in the darkness behind a tan mask with a brown mustache modeled onto it, a top hat on top of him, and a frock as the only clothing he wears except for a hoodie underneath, currently with his hood down, so you can see that behind the mask a mass of brown hair hangs down both sides of his face.
So it's just going to be the Monopoly Man, isn't it?
Oh my god, it's the Monopoly Man.
You get a slight little glance of the villain behind the story before he gets away. You get a glance of Mr. Monopoly. And that's where we'll end this episode.
Wow.
Is this a really bad time to tell you that Monopoly is my least favorite board game?
Yeah, that's the perfect time to tell me that. I mean, he's the villain after all.
Yeah.
That is true.
That was the second arc. We're gonna have a regroup in the next episode, which is gonna be another like smaller side stories episode. Aside from that,
Should we put the end of session stuff there then?
we can do the end of session stuff now, I think, if we want to.
We could also, what might be an idea is that we think about which thing we're going to pick and then build like a little scene around that.
That's smart. Yeah, let's do that for next time, and then we can play it out next time when the group gets back together after everything that happened.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've been
Because there was
torn on
definitely
what to
a lot
take.
of... Yeah, there was definitely a lot to talk about that happened this episode and in the last few for the team.
And I mean, we still have the end of session thing.
I did not expect this episode to be so fighting the fire heavy. I did not think that it would be such a large part of the episode. But then again, I didn't think that the elevator fight would be as large a part of that episode as it was. Just what I just wanted to ask you, how did you like it? Did you have fun?
Yes.
It was very tense.
Yeah, it was super tense.
That's cool. I wanted it to be tense.
And I actually liked
so that
failing
worked out.
for once, like really failing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This whole arc, I feel much more than I intended it to, kind of became the, oh, we have actually a lot of issues arc. And I think it works out really well.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you had fun. And I'm excited. I'm excited for whatever happens next.
Sunny, I'm really sorry that you didn't get to do much this episode.
It's okay.
Sunny blew up right at the start.
I'm totally fine with it. Don't worry.
I mean, to be fair, we did need to catch up in terms of potential.
That's true.
Yeah, true.
I failed so much before.
Who leveled up?
I did.
Nice.
I need one more.
Okay, you're very close. You can get that maybe in the after thing. I think there's also an option that can give you potential. Like, that's definitely something that
By
can
the
give you
way,
potential.
I wrote down my conditions and it's just like guilty, crossed out, angry, crossed out, angry, insecure.
So, me on a normal day.
Exactly. That's just like my emotional state throughout the day.
Either way, we hope you, the audience, also had fun with this, with everything breaking down. I enjoy when characters suffer, so I hope you do too. And
I do.
Hey, Transistor came back.
Yay! It wasn't a great reunion as I hoped it would be. It was very problematic, but that makes it interesting.
The thing is, I feel like Max has now a personal mission of proving herself to Transistor specifically.
I mean, you also both have electric powers, so...
Yeah.
Isn't also one of your, super advancement options that you can take on the legacy of someone?
I can switch over to the Legacy playbook.
Options.
No.
But, yes, we're gonna do the end of story thing stuff next time in another, smaller episodes with smaller parts that it's made up of. And we'll see what our characters are doing in the next one. Until then, I'm gonna wish you guys 2 great weeks. Hope you have fun at the start of or end of whatever month we upload this. And until next time in the superhero city of Waypoint, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye!